Hey, TechKnowStuds. In this video, we're going to do a quick demo on what IP version 6 addresses look like on a Windows machine. So what I'm going to do to view this is I'm going to click the Windows button here and type in CMD and hit enter, and this is going to bring up a command prompt. And I'm just going to make it a little bit smaller here. And to view the IP addresses on this machine, I can type in ipconfig, and it's going to show me all of the IP addresses on this machine. We're looking specifically at this Ethernet adapter right here, not the Wi-Fi or any of the other ones. So as far as this Ethernet adapter is concerned, we take a look at this. It gives you an IP version 6 address, a temporary IP version 6 address, a link local IP version 6 address, a IP version 4 address, and default gateway, both a IP version 6 and IP version 4 address for the default gateway. So how does it come up with this? Well, first of all, this link local is something that's necessary on any IP version 6 enabled interface. If it is up and running and it's IP version 6 interface, then what it needs is this link local address. It starts with FE80 and comes up with the rest of this that's locally unique on there. And what that allows it to do is start communicating right away. So now it can communicate on its local network via this link local address here. Another thing that it needs to do is it needs to know what network it's on and what is the router, what is the default gateway. So it sends out what's called a router solicitation and gets a router advertisement back. And essentially it says who's the routers on there, and it gets back information from the router. So now it knows the default gateway from that. So it gets back this from the default gateway. And this also is a link local address. It's a FE80 address, and this is specific to the default gateway of this network. From there, it also understands what its network is. So it will get some information from this. It's actually called Slack, and we'll get much more into it, but it gets information from this auto configuration called Slack. And so from there, it gets the network that it's on, which is right here is the network that this is on, FC00:1:10:0. So that's the network that this machine is on. And then it can configure the host bits part of this. So it auto configures the host bits part of this. And it does it for two different addresses. It does it for this IP version 6 address, and that's just your globally unique address that it can get out to the outside world with. But Windows does this temporary IP version 6 address as well. And the temporary one is why they have created it is so that way they have this address that can be changed now and then, and it's still globally unique, so it can get to the outside world, but it creates a little bit of anonymity, meaning that it creates, you can change it up, and if you just use the same IP version 6 address all the time, then people would start associating wherever you go could be associated to your device. And so by changing it up now and then, you create some obscurity where people can't necessarily track all of the sites that you've been and where you're going to and stuff. So it just creates a little bit of obfuscation there from a security standpoint that could be important. So that is the IP version 6 addresses, and well, actually the IP version 4 addresses on this machine as well.